Hi, my name is Jamila Reynaldo and I'm presenting the rules and regulation in playing badminton. Badminton player born and bred to be so. It's unceasingly simple for any guy to play a sport, but what's important is how good are you and what all you know about it down and deep. Have the inner aspiration to be a prolific badminton player. You have chosen the right spot to water your plans. Here you go. A list of badminton rules that we strictly have to clinch into. Badminton, which is basically an indoor sport, rooted its roots around early 16th century. Getting a glimpse of its history, it was first played in the middle of 1880s in British India. In Pasadi Pun, termed as the world's fastest racket sport, it's quite an effortless game with an handsome painless rules. A net, a shuttlecock, and a racket. A few rules, you are ready to smash the shot. That's the only equipment vital for a play. One has to serve the shuttlecock with your racket to the opponent's skirt when they answer you back with another shot. The rally begins. The game, which was triggered long back, is now instituted as an Olympic event as well as common sports played in almost all parts of the world. Before the beginning, there are few badminton rules and regulations which a player has to be aware of. To be learning athlete, we should know where to shot, how to shot, types of shots, and the basic rule of badminton is not groundbreaking or hazardous one, rather an easy breezy one if you are a fervor player. 12 basic rules and regulations of playing badminton. Number 1, a game of 2 or 4. Badminton can be played as single or doubles. In a rally, there will be no players playing with each other, while in a double rally, you can pair up with your friend and play a game of 4, but the players are set like the set of cards. Number 2, left or right. You cannot randomly choose your side as you wish. This is one of the basic badminton rules which needs to be followed for any rally. At the beginning of the game, when the server scores is even, then you are at the right service court. If the server's score is odd, choose the left side. Number 3, your weapons. Badminton is played with a string, racket, and shuttlecock. The cock is topped with feathers and a rubber base. The player should always hit the rubber base and not the feather part. Each player can use a single string racket. Number 4, the serve. Serve is a basic of any badminton play. Serve is the term used according to badminton rules to hit the cock during the beginning of each rally. Serve should always be done underarm and below the server's waist. An overarm serve is against the rules of badminton and would be considered a fault. Number 5 is begin it by a toss. The basic rules and regulation of a badminton rally, it's either Olympics or your family play. The game begins with a toss. When playing with your friends, stop fighting for the first serve because you are within the box of the badminton rules. The start is only hosted by a toss. The next first serve depends on who wins the rally. If you win the first rally, then the next game begins with your serve. Perks of being the winner. Number 6 is the net trap. The net is a vital and villainous equipment in a play. If the shuttlecock hits the net, or even touches the net, disqualified. The point goes to your opponent. Number 7 is tame your hands and your feet. While the play is on, your feet should never touch the white line bordered around you. Your hands are your rackets. A hand touch is a foul play, which is beyond the shadow of any doubt. Number 8, that's a foul play. According to the basic rules of badminton, if your cock touches the ground or if you hit it twice from the same court, that's considered a foul play. So there's no replay or second chance. In the game of badminton, you either lose or win. There's never a chance. 6, don't be a bully kid. While a play, you should never back or tempt your opponent while he or she is serving, which may ward off their concentration. Fienting the opponents or trying to bully them by any means is unpardonably offensive. Being a sportsman, you will obviously never be the bully kid anymore. Number 10, the landing. The shuttlecock is either serve or hit. Should land inside the service court, any cock wheels flew away, the white boundaries will not be counted, and yes, your opponent will definitely score. 11, duck out. If the following rules of badminton are continuously broken by a player, then the referee has the undue right to duck out the player's point or the player from the game. Be alert, your action rules your future. The last one is 21 step ahead. To win the game of badminton, you must score points before your opponents. Out of 3 sets of play, you must win 2 to be the talented winner. So here's the rules and regulation of badminton for singles. In single rally, there will be 2 players playing with each other on opposite sides of the court. Number 1 is the serve. One of the important rules badminton is the serve. And it also mentioned number 2 is format. At the start of the beginning, the score is 0-0. You cannot randomly choose your side as you wish. This is one of the basic rules which needs to be followed for any rally. When the server score is even, the server serves from the right service court. When the service is odd, the server serves from the left service court. Number 3 is scoring system. When the server wins the game, a point is scored and serve is retained. When the receiver wins the rally, they earn the right to serve. However, the ability to gain a point or lose a point will depend on the set of badminton rules and regulation. The last is the fault. Faults and error result in a point for your opponent, and you must surrender the serve to them. A major fault, as listed in the badminton rules and your regulation for singles, is missing the shuttle while swinging on the serve. If you hit the shuttle but it passes underneath the net, it can be counted as fault. Also, when you hit the shuttle out of bound, it is a major fault as per the rules of badminton. Lastly, touching the shuttle with your body or clothing is frowned upon amongst the basic rules of badminton. And also for the doubles, number 1 is the coin toss. Um, the basic rules and regulation in rally, either Olympics or with your family. The game always begins with a toss. Number 2 is the boundaries. A player of a team of 2 must serve inside the white lines of the diagonally opposite side so that the shuttlecock falls behind it. After the receiver returns the serve, the player can hit the shuttle anywhere within the entire court area. The next is the format. In double scoring system can be little confusing since there are two players in team that can serve that who can serve. Rule of thumb is that a badminton can always starts from the right hand side. The order of server depends on the score or odd or even. The same badminton rules and regulation for doubles as it is for singles. The next is switching sides of the court. In badminton, rules and regulation for doubles retain that the player or teams will switch side of the court during the following times. The next is the scoring system. If the service side wins, they score a point and the same server serves again from the alternate service court. If the receiving side wins, the receiving side scores a point. The receiving side becomes the new serving side. To win the game of badminton, you must score points before your opponents. Faults. The last one is the faults. The shuttlecock, which is either serve or hit, should land inside the service court. Any shuttlecock which flew away from the white boundaries will not be counted, and the opponents will score. One side has only one attempt to retrieve the shuttle. Either one of the players is going to hit the shuttle, even if the shuttle is accidentally touched by hand. It is still a fault. Also, an important rule of badminton is that only the receiver can return the serve directed at them. Here's I provide the following answer question. Number one, can badminton be played in singles or doubles or both? Yes, badminton is a sport that can be played both in singles and doubles. There are mixed gender game also. Number two, what are the badminton service rules for doubles? In badminton doubles service rules, the service in badminton must be struck down, struck upward with an underarm shrinking motion. The tennis style service is not permitted. You must strike the shuttle below your waist. The guidelines specify that this height must be level with your lowest set of ribs. In other words, you can only serve just over the top of shorts. Number three, are all lines considered out of bounds in badminton? The service line and border are regarded as being action. Before it reaches the striker's side of the net, the shuttle in play is hit. You may complete the process online. Number four, are lines in badminton considered in bounds or out of bounds? The boundaries of the legal service regions are regarded as off limits. The opponents of receiver will score if a shuttlecock makes contact with any of these lines, rather than the player who fired the shot. Additionally, the regions enclosed by these lines are prohibited. And that's all. Thank you.